Friends, I am speaking on behalf and for the people who are involved in a big way in Indian Christian Reform movement. This movement has started very many years back, say about 50 to 60 years back, but it was not an organized movement. Here and there people have revolted against the arrogance and mismanagement of clerics of Christian church in India. Now since about 10 to 15 years, an attempt is being made all over the country, India, to organize this movement in a much more methodical and systematic way. Indian Christians are hardly 2% of the population of this country. Muslims are about 14%, and all others are belonging to various other denominations. The Hindus do not accept lower class people, Dalits and backward classes as Hindus. But these days politicians have started a particular, peculiar political religion where they propagate that all people other than Christians and Muslims are Hindus. It is not true at all. Hindus are Hindus, mainly Brahmins and upper class people do not allow lower class people to go into the temples, pray, or they do not sit with these Dalits and backward classes and have food together. There is a big divide. Christians are all converts from these religions, maybe converted about 400 to 500 years back. Some of them were converted about 800 years back when they say St. Thomas came to the coastal city of Kerala. But since about 60 years, our Indian priests, our Indian clerics have become absolutely corrupt. They are after the temporal issues. They have forgotten the religious issues. They hardly pay any attention to the religious issues. They run the huge institutions, colleges, medical colleges, schools, technical colleges, technical schools, farms, estates, workshops, petrol pumps, and several other institutions under corporate methods and corporate style. For name's sake, they are registered as associations, institutions, and trusts, but they are all controlled by, absolutely by 0.01% clerics that run the show of Indian Christian Church. Indian Christian Church is supposed to be the richest landlord and richest institution, but the Indian Christians, most of them, 50% of them are poor people. If the wealth that is concentrated in the hands of these clerics is judiciously used for and on behalf of the poor people, there will be not a single poor man poor Christian in India. Parsis, who are very small group, about 60,000 people in this country, there is no poor man. Even the poorest of poor gets a subsidy or an income or share of the profit in the Parsi community to the extent of 40 to 50,000 per month. This is the level of standard of living they have achieved because of cooperation, because of transparency, because of the goodness of their clerics. But our clerics do not have the training, nor education, nor aptitude to run businesses. Still, they do not want to give up their monopoly, and everywhere they are in charge of these institutions, colleges. The director, the top man will always be a priest. And I mostly call them mediocre people. Most of them are duffers, not even fit to make a intelligent speech. They repeat like parrot whatever they have taught in the seminary. They keep on repeating the same thing. Beyond that, they are most unfit people. Now this movement for freedom, the movement for empowering of the laity, that is nearly 99.99% is catching up after many years of attempt. Now for the last 15 years, it is moving faster, and it is at an appropriate junction that we have got a new Pope who talks about poor people, poverty, simple living. All these priests in India, bishops or parish priests, live like princes. They have the best of cars, best of mobiles. If the church costs about 50 lakhs, their house attached to the church will cost 1 crore. This is how they live, and they live in air-conditioned luxury, which is not required in India. Indian weather is quite pleasant weather, except for April, May. We have all throughout good weather, which does not require air conditioning at all. Many of the priests are pedophiles. Many of the priests have concubines. Many of the convents are full of lesbians, and this goes on. We recommend that all these religious people should be allowed to marry. They will be better representatives of Jesus Christ, because Jesus Christ selected 12 apostles who were all married, and the poorest of poor, fishermen, etc. Of course, all these priests come from poorest of poor background, but they become rich the moment they become parish priests or assistant parish priests. In our medical colleges, in our engineering colleges, capitation fee or admission fee is taken in black. That is, if you do not give this money, you don't get the seats even if you are a merit student. Maybe some percentage of fair play is there, but there is lot of unfair play in admissions, and some of the correspondents of the colleges or principals of the colleges have diverted funds thus collected. As far as moral life of these priests is concerned, I would give one specific instance of one priest, there are several evil priests, but one priest who is quite famous in Mangalore by name Father Peter Norona, who is now retired. It is an open secret that he has a son as old as 30 years and he has given him all facilities like house, car, mobiles, etc., etc. Our institutions, long back when the missionaries came to India, maybe 300, 400 years back, Jesuits, some Italian priests, some Portuguese priests, they had done lot of good work education-wise. They had given shelter to poor people. We called them missionaries. The shelters were given permanently, namesake, just to keep an order or control over the lands. Nominal rent was charged. The intention was these lands, houses were given permanently, which was sometimes known as perpetual lease. That is, they could enjoy it from one generation to the next to the next. It was meant not to be taken back. But since about 30, 40 years, the modern priests, who have become all businessmen and earthly, immoral people, have started evicting these poor people who have lived in their places for generations in the entire coastal belt of India. That is, we call it as the Diocese of Mangalore and the Diocese of Udupi, Diocese of Bombay. Lands are being sold. Even in Diocese of Madras, Diocese of Calcutta, Diocese of Delhi, lands are being sold without the information of the laity. Kerala High Court, Kerala is a state in India, have given a verdict that all lands belonging to the church belong to the laities and not to the clerics. Clerics are alarmed. They are trying to find ways and means to counter this verdict of the Kerala High Court. They may go to the Supreme Court, but ultimately, legally, it will come in the hands of the laity. We may have to use agitational methods to quicken the process. My intention in propagating or speaking all over the country is to enlighten people that what is happening today in the name of religion is wrong. Clerics are misguiding people. Clerics are not representing the real Jesus Christ. It is people like me who are representing Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ never built a building, even to Gethsemane to pray. Today, all over there are luxurious buildings, air-conditioned churches. That was not the intention of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ went street to street, town to town, helping people, educating people, telling them how to live a better life. But an example that our clerics are setting up is so scandalous that there have been a number of court cases of priests being sued by the youngsters for their sins of sodomizing and misusing the youngsters years back. Some nuns have written certain books about what is happening in the convents. Priests like Father Mattam are going around enlightening people. He is a Jesuit priest and enlightening people that church in India has gone in a deviation, in a tangent. That course has to be corrected and the church has to be brought to the correct direction. Today, only churchianity exists, only certain practices, which I call as all foolish practices, pagan practices, are being followed by the priests. There is no genuine Jesus in their actions. Pope Paul rightly speaks about, please use the power, church power, for the poor people. That should start. In Mangalore, the bishop has hundreds of cases against poor people, poor occupiers of church lands who have been occupying for 3 to 4 generations. They are creating forged documents. They have some lawyers who are most unethical. They are all disgrace to the Christians. Christians overall so far were held in great esteem in India, but now that esteem is being lost. No more priests and Christians are held in great esteem because of some of the lawyers that we have in this part of the world. So friends, this movement needs everybody's help. Our point is that we do not want to speak about the religion part of it. Let the clerics run the religious part of it. Let them be experts in Bible and Christ's life, and let them live morally. Let them counsel the people who are in trouble. Let them share whatever funds they have now kept in unaccounted locus or in various form, hidden away from the people. This foolish feeling, love for money, would go away if only our clerics remind themselves they will have to die one day, and all this what we are using on earth today is not ours. We are temporary occupiers, or temporary tenants on earth. We will have to say goodbye and go away. So let our priests think that they are not going to be on earth permanently. We are only passers by. We will pass by and hand over our earth to the next generation. Let the next generation live a better life than what we have lived. Poverty is the worst form of human rights violation, the worst form, and our priests are committing this violation of human right. Instead of helping people to live a better life, they are making them poorer and poorer by dislocating them from their houses. This should stop. Otherwise, very soon there will be demonstrations all over the country where Christians are concentrated. Thank you.